Now, if you don't mind, I got me a sewer to crawl back into. I'ma watch some BT. Trust me, it'll make sense in a moment. Hey guys, Julian Green here with another installment of Juju Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing one of the most highly anticipated movies of 2016, Suicide Squad. Now, after the disappointment that we had with a lot of these superhero movies in the past year, whereas Batman vs Superman or X-Men Apocalypse, anything other than Captain America Civil War, it has been very disappointing to say the least. Now, the question here is Suicide Squad any good? It has an intriguing premise. Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, is heading up this team made up of supervillains to take on these missions that no other government agency would dare to take on. And then so if they mess up, they can just say, hey, the bad guys did it, meaning they have built-in deniability for anything that goes down afterwards. Now, is it good? I gotta say, it's a really mixed bag of emotions I'm feeling after watching this movie. Now, let's talk about the good, shall we? The best thing that this movie has going for it are its characters. This movie has pretty much comprised an A-list talent actor ensemble. You have the likes of Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Attaway, Triple A, he plays Killer Croc. You have Jared Leto playing the Joker. We'll get to him in a second. But all these characters really bring like a lot of nuance and a lot of gravitas to their roles. These guys have really great chemistry together. And let's single out a couple of them one by one. First, I want to talk about Will Smith. Now, everybody knows that Will Smith is a bona fide movie star. He does the likes of Independence Day, Pursuit of Happiness. He hasn't hit a lot of stuff in his recent things, but he's working his way up to it with this one. Now, Deadshot is a psychopath. He's crazy. He kills people and he likes to do it. But Will Smith doesn't want to put himself in that corner of, oh, I'm just a crazy person who loves to kill people. He definitely has some wit and humor, and he has something that kind of grounds him to this earth, that kind of makes him a real person that you can actually relate to. And you know, his story and his arc is really beautifully well done in flashbacks, and it makes you actually care about this character despite the fact that he kills people for money, and he does it well. Then you got Margot Robbie, and between Will Smith and Margot Robbie, these guys are pretty much leading the charge when in the acting category. Now, as much as I said about Will Smith, same thing goes for Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn is somebody we've been waiting to see in live action since the Batman animated series in the 90s. And man, does she deliver. I mean, just seeing her on screen with that crazy, unhinged, just beautiful sexiness, it's amazing to see. But she doesn't put herself in that paradigm of just being crazy for crazy's sake. She also has a lot of gravitas and a lot of, you know, just a lot of heart that goes to this character. There's a lot to relate to. There's a lot to pretty much touch upon, and there's more to explore in the Harley Quinn character. But as her detriment, she's always trying to get back to that pudding, that Mr. J. But at the same time, this is a tragic character, and make no mistake, this character is somebody who's going to be in the DCEU for a long time coming, and I hope they do a spin-off movie on her alone. Another person who gives an incredible performance is Viola Davis playing Amanda Waller. Now, in the animated series, or if you read the comic books, Amanda Waller is the most cutthroat, most untrustworthy, most just diabolical woman ever, and she's just a normal woman. She has no powers. This girl is just in the head, just insane in her own right. Viola Davis does a really good job of playing that. Like, honestly, out of all the villains in this movie, including the Joker, including the main villain, she scares me the most. If there's somebody out there who is just like her, stay away from me. I'm making this video to tell you to stay away from me. I don't want any part of you. Viola Davis, thank you for letting me know that there's people out there that are like you. Another one that we've been anticipating ever since the 2008 Dark Knight and the tragic death of Heath Ledger, the Joker. Now, I've always said that the Joker had, whoever plays the Joker anyway, has really big shoes to fill. And Jared Leto does his best to fill those shoes. He doesn't quite get up to that Oscar caliber status, but it's pretty damn close. He takes it in a new direction. He takes the Joker in a new direction, while at the same time it feels a little bit familiar. We get the same iconic laugh. We get the same kind of, like, not mannerisms, but the voice and everything. But his mannerisms are just kind of creepy. Every scene that he's in, it made me feel like I needed to take a shower and scrub myself really hard. This guy just gets under your skin and he does not let go. Now, make no mistake, the Joker is not in this movie very much. Like, he only has maybe like a handful of scenes, but in those scenes he does deliver, and it get you excited for future appearances in the DCEU. Now, as far as for the other cast, like there's a couple of like little wild cards. Like Jay Hernandez is one of the big surprises who plays El Diablo. Now, his character is a little bit more subdued, but in this arc that comes in a little bit later into the movie, it surprisingly pays off really well, and I'm really glad that they did it. Honestly, I'm just say I clapped in the theater after I saw this one crucial moment that has to do with his characters. No spoilers, moving on. Another character that I really liked is Captain Boomerang, played by Jai Courtney. Now, Jai Courtney has been kind of like stinking it up a little bit with Terminator Genesis, the Divergent series, A Good Day to Die Hard. They've been trying to make him an action star, but he just isn't hitting it right. But with Jai Courtney, this guy actually shows that he has charisma, and I'm willing to give him another chance if he plays his character again or something like it. So maybe you might have found your niche. Don't let it go, man. Keep that role. Now, other characters like Katana, like she comes in and she does some really cool stunt choreography, but at the same time, her character is just kind of like, she's just kind of there. This movie pretty much hinges on its main cast, and the cast pretty much delivers for better or for worse. But let's get to the worst. Now, I would tell people that imagine this movie without this cast. Like imagine like any like unknowns playing in this. Would the story be any good? The answer is no. Now, the story, like the plot, it just kind of plays like a video game. Like they get dropped into the situation is one big giant level, and then there's a boss fight at the end. But it's just that you could tell that the director David Ayer, the one who directed Fury and End of Watch, two fantastic movies that I absolutely love, you could tell that there was like some studio interference into it, and that there was just this one scene that he just tried to stretch a little bit too far, and it just didn't pay off. Now, obviously this movie, like it had some of the best promotional marketing campaign that I've ever seen since Deadpool, and dude, it got me hyped so many times. I saw a poster, every time I saw a commercial, a TV spot, anything, I was hyped for it. But I was so hyped because those promotionals always focused on the team. It didn't really focus on the premise of the movie. Yes, the premise is that there's supervillains who are creating this team, but what are they doing? Why are they doing it? The movie doesn't take any time to explain any of that. So as far as the plot goes, it's just, you know, a bunch of guys I'm not saying that there's no cool action scenes, but it's just a team of people just pretty much shooting up these faceless monsters, and a lot of the action scenes kind of like find itself a little hollow. Yeah, there's some cool ones, but there are some really dull and bland ones as well. Two of the characters that I really did not care for are Enchantress, played by Cara Delevingne. She's like this witch doing this weird dance move, and I don't know what that is. You know, the Enchantress is just this really dull villain with this very like generic plan, and that's the main problem with this movie, is that it's very generic. She wants to take over the world. God knows how she wants to take over the world, but it involves a beam shooting up into the sky, and you gotta stop the beam. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. I already saw it. Well, it's kind of like every other movie. Avengers did it. Man of Steel did it. It's like everything else. So it falls into the generic plot, even though it has this unique set of cast, and it's very disappointing to me. So honestly, I think that this is probably a really bad performance from Cara Delevingne. This is just, it's all levels of bad. And it started off promising, which is what really got me. It just took me off. Now, another character that I'm going to say real quick is Killer Croc. Now, this guy, he looked imposing at first, but then like when you like really get a look at his prosthetics, it looks like a tiny body with a big head, and he spoke in Vin Diesel language. And what I mean by that is he doesn't have conversations with people. He has one-liners. He watches other people talking, he reacts to other people talking, but for the most part, he only spits out one-liners. And his one-liners, like honestly, every time he kind of like spit one out, like I wanted him to kind of shut up. Because I don't know if he was like a Southern guy or what, but I'm gonna just say he kind of sounded like a slave. I mean, there's a scene where he literally says, "Well, if you don't mind, I'ma crawls me back into the sewer." It just really got me. He's like, "Nah, shawty, like what? What are you doing?" At one point, he asked for BET in his cell. Yes, BET. They're like, "Hey man, hey, Harley Quinn, what do you want in your cell?" "I want an espresso machine." "Hey, Deadshot, what do you want in your cell?" "I want punching bag, you know." "Hey, Killer Croc, what do you want?" "I want BET." What? A crocodile dude's watching okay, whatever. But anyway, like this movie, it's just a mixed bag of things. Like the plot's very bad, but the characters are very good, and it's just, I don't even know what to make of it. Like honestly, I can say that the movie's not good, but it's still things to watch because it has some really good things in it. I mean, obviously, you know, there's a Batman cameo. The Batman cameos I personally loved, like just to see that Batman's in this world taking out bad guys. I like to see that. And there's maybe another cameo from another Justice Leaguer. Who knows? Not gonna spoil, but it might be. Yes, but for the most part, like Justice League is a fun, dumb action movie. Emphasis on dumb. I would recommend that you go watch it. Just don't pay too much attention to the plot. Just pay attention to the characters and you'll be just fine. Now as for my score, will I buy it on Blu-ray? Heck yeah, I will. Will I watch it? Heck yeah, I will. Will I really pay attention to it? Heck yeah, I won't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and out of 10 score this thing at about a 7.5. Now it does get me excited for the DCEU in general, like these characters and the way they're setting it up. It looks like they're on the path in the right direction. And that's all I want. That's all I really want. Alright guys, so if you've seen Suicide Squad, please let me know down there in the comment box. If you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button, like this channel, and I got more stuff to talk about with you guys. If you want me to talk about any other movie, whether it's past, present, future, whatever, I'm down for it. Just remember guys, I'm a dude in his room talking to a camera. Love you, and I'm out.